everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tech Sheck, our fourth season now, over 120 episodes. Guess what? We keep running into more and more interesting people who are involved in the Pakistan tech startup ecosystem. And today we have with us Ali Samir Oosman, the managing director of endeavor.org. Ali, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Farag. How are you?
I am good. Well, thanks for being on. And as you know, Tech Check style, we jump right in. Ali, tell us a little bit about you. Tell us a little more about endeavor.org.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So my name is Ali Samir Oosman, as you rightly stated, and I'm the managing director for Endeavor in Pakistan. Endeavor.org or Endeavor Global is a network for and by entrepreneurs. We are a global network with over 25 years experience operating across multiple emerging and developed markets. So Latin America, Southeast Asia, North America, Middle East, Europe, and now Pakistan. Pakistan, along with Poland, are the two latest markets to be added to the Endeavor Global Network. And Endeavor as a platform works to empower ecosystems, and in particular, by identifying the best founders building the biggest businesses, solving the largest problems. And in doing so, we hope to scale these commercial organizations through our network. This includes, support from a geographic expansion point of view, from support and fundraising point of view, and of course, tapping into this awesome network that we have, consisting of builders, operators, investors all across the globe, people who have actively mentored and supported, unicorn founders and other large businesses to scale, people who supported Endeavor's mission as board members or advisors across different markets where they've seen similar models. And many of these models are now in Pakistan and growing. So we're here. We wanna identify the best. We want to help support them to scale as fast and as best as possible. And then through our venture capital fund, which is known as Endeavor Catalyst, we do look to invest a check in startups or companies that have been identified as Endeavor entrepreneurs from that particular market. So that's what Endeavor is. That's what we hope to do. And obviously, you can imagine that in not only working with high growth companies and high potential companies in Pakistan, the impact that could have on job creation, economic growth, and then of course inspiring founders of the future, right? Which are enabled by these successful entrepreneurs building amazing businesses at scale and speed. So that's kind of the impact that Endeavor hopes to have in the Pakistan ecosystem. And of course, although Endeavor and Endeavor entrepreneurs are those that we, try and identify at the early growth stage, post revenue, post product market fit, companies that are at an inflection point to their business model, to their growth with respect to product or geography and such. So, beyond that, we hope that the early pipeline of founders that are still identifying product market fit, that are testing their revenue hypothesis, that are trying to build new solutions for a broken market, we get to support them through access to expertise and knowledge. Right? I mean, Endeavor with this amazing network. And moving forward, we hope to add people to this network, right? People that are Pakistani diaspora, people such as yourself, others that are across the United States, North America, Europe, that want to bring their expertise on product, on finance, on fundraise, and really support the market, right? So we want to build a network, a massive network of these superstar Pakistani diaspora, and then bring the Endeavor Global Network to doing local engagements. And it's part of those local engagements that we hope to partner with, individuals, large corporates, academia, and really help support build the ecosystem from the ground up.
Very interesting. Very cool. So, just a question, and it's interesting because I have heard of Endeavor prior. Was there any presence in Pakistan prior to your appointment, and is this an official launch?
So formally, no. We had Alan Taylor, who is the managing director or managing partner for Endeavor Catalyst, visit Pakistan for one of the 021 Disrupt conferences.
Got it.
And Alan introduced Endeavor Catalyst to the market, to all of those present at the time, and that was kind of, it was great to see uh, uh, not only Endeavor being invited, but Alan actually making an effort to visit the market and see for himself what was happening on the ground. And I remember meeting him then, and something he said is, "Look, it's super exciting. There's a lot of amazing stuff happening in this really early stages of the ecosystem, and this is definitely something that's interesting for Endeavor, but it's too early for us now."
Got it.
And I think this was around 2015, 2016. Uh, and 4 or 5 years later, we're in. So yes, we're in the process of formally, we're in Pakistan. We're live. We're identifying, some high potential founders. We're talking to a few companies. We've already selected our first Endeavor entrepreneurs from Pakistan, who are the founders of Bazaar.
Okay.
For us, they're a high potential outlier compared to other global companies that we're onboarding, and we're super excited to see their path to scale and then help them succeed wherever we can. We're identifying and speaking to some other high potential early growth companies, and we're in the process of kind of formalizing our entity and looking at identifying talent that we want to recruit. I mean, obviously we'll have a small team, but a good team is a core part of how we hope to achieve success on the ground. We have an amazing board of directors. Our board chair is Mudassir Sheikha. He's a Endeavor entrepreneur himself,
Sure.
has built a business to scale and is bringing that expertise and kind of guidance to our governance structure. We've got Tanya Idrus and Jawad Khan of McKinsey and Amir Parachar of Unilever, Ali Mukhtar from Fatma Gobi Ventures, and then Usman Rashid from Convo and Sheck back in the day. So it's a good mix of people sitting outside Pakistan, sitting in the region, sitting in Pakistan, across Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad. So it's multi-industry representation, multiple professions being represented. So we've got a good board where we may be looking to add a few more board members that are kind of interesting in helping Endeavor establish itself in market, really bring this global platform to support the ecosystem in the long run, and then of course get access to this awesome global network.
Fantastic. No, it's great, and I think definitely leveraging more effectively the horsepower in and outside of the country to help build on what's already there is a great mission.
The,
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, so you had asked me about myself and Endeavor, and I
Yeah,
decided to lead with Endeavor simply because it's kind of the present and the now.
sure.
But just to kind of touch upon my background, I spent many years after moving back from the US and graduating in the US, moving back to Pakistan, and I was really fortunate enough to have the opportunity to work with some great people, solving massive problems in healthcare, education, food security. Trying to understanding how to work with private sector, public sector, building large operational businesses, and kind of doing a lot of impact assessment, and then over time, kind of working with private sector and seeing public markets in Pakistan, private markets in Pakistan, capital raising, funding, which eventually led to a lot of tech related products as well as early venture capital investment before I joined Microsoft in the Middle East and Africa. So my path to Endeavor has been interesting in the sense that my experience has been coupled with both venture building and kind of impact investment, and kind of this brings both those worlds together. So it's super exciting.
Very cool. Very cool. I think it's like I said, we're obviously I've been watching the sector for almost 3 years now and just seeing the evolution, and we've had some Obviously, some good moments. We've had a couple of bad moments. Well, the next question I had for you is just from a Endeavor's perspective, right? Or I don't want you to speak on behalf of the organization, but your own opinion. What do you see happening over the next 18 to 24 months, given what's happening internally right now with the floods and the economic situation, the political disruptions?
Um, so from my view, and not speaking on
Yeah,
behalf of the organization,
sure.
and my view as a caveat comes from, you know, the last 12, 15 years working across Pakistan and the region, working closely with Pakistan, being in the space for many years. Uh, Look, it's going to be very, very challenging. This is a
Mhm.
fact. I myself have just recently moved back to Pakistan to be on the ground for an endeavor. And I can see over the last 6 months and then 12 months before that, that things have become challenging. It's a tough economic and political environment. Uh, the two kind of go hand in hand to a great extent, unfortunately, in Pakistan. And that has uh, resulted in, not only challenges to governance and progress, but it's also resulted in, kind of uh, the issues we actually seen as part of the floods. Right, there's a lack of infrastructure, which is a result of bad governance, which has created the flooding worse than it would have been or should have ever been.
Sure.
And we've been seeing warning signs of this for years. So that's kind of just been challenging and difficult. But I do definitely think, having lived in Pakistan for many years and seen so many ups and downs, that we kind of pride ourselves on being resilient, and I definitely see ourselves working our way out of this in some way or form. I do think there will be a you know a significant economic impact as a result of the floods and the fallout, and its impact on the agri sector, and it's going to be challenging. Um, but it's I think everybody kind of wants to do their part, and the way I look at it is, our sector and the tech sector has a means to really support job creation and create better human resource and bring capital to market, and we can do all these things in our own little way, which will impact the greater picture. And if we look at that, yes, I think globally this is going to be challenging to raise capital from the tech perspective. uh, I think that's going to significantly impact Pakistan. I think, considering I was trying to bring capital into certain opportunities we had invested in early in 2017, talking to
Mhm.
VC funds and investors globally, getting their feedback on Pakistan. I don't think anybody has ever not acknowledged the potential of the market.
Sure.
I think for them, it's always just been about timing, right? I mean, when's the right time to take that risk, considering stability is always a little bit of a question mark. So I think what's been interesting is, because there was so much capital available in 2020, 2021, more than the world had ever seen, we kind of, you know, we kind of unlocked a lot more capital than we would have otherwise, right? People were willing to take a riskier bet
Sure.
because there was more money on the table. And that brought Pakistan onto the map, right? A lot of good work people have done on policy regulation, trying to make local investments, trying to get local investors to play in the ecosystem, has over time led to participation from funds as co-investors from the region and beyond, uh, which has now finally brought Pakistan onto the map, right? People realize, yes, the potential is being realized. We're seeing amazing GMV figures and multiples and growth of opportunities where serious gaps are being plugged. And we're seeing people attempt to solve in other areas which are much tougher to solve for. But at least there's an attempt being made, right? And there's capital willing to come there. So I think over time, if we look at how funds have raised capital over the last 12 months and how much money is actually sitting there, just not being deployed, I think over 24 months, despite challenges and whatnot, I think the good things are there'll be a correction in the valuations, because Pakistani companies were overvalued uh, because money was too easy. There will be the correction in the market. The strong will survive. Those that are great with cash flow, those that understand their business, those that understand that chasing growth right now is not what they need to do. They need to really validate their business and keep it consistent. And if they can do that, they'll make it out the other side, and there will be capital ready to scale that model, right? So So I think that's a good thing that's going to come out of this scenario. And then lastly, of course, I think when that does happen, you will automatically start to see a lot more capital coming to Pakistan, right? And it's exciting. I mean, you see these, you're seeing Naya Pays, you're seeing Sada Pay, or seeing Abhi Finance, seeing all these financial inclusion platforms that are really bringing access to liquidity to consumers, and that's just going to help them transact on other platforms, right? So you're going to start seeing this happen, and you're already seeing it happen. So I think long run, I'm long on Pakistan. I totally believe in its potential. It's one of the reasons why Endeavor and kind of coming to support that piece of the value chain is super important to me. So yeah, I'm long on Pakistan. I'm quite bullish in the long run, but of course we will have to navigate challenges as we always do.
Good. Well, thanks for that. It's good to have that perspective, especially since you're entering the marketplace or re-entering the marketplace at a very challenging time. So it's good to get some ideas there. Last question. As you know, we try to move things pretty quickly through on TechSheck. What can the diaspora do to help? Just maybe 3 quick bullet points that you think would be helpful.
So yeah, for Endeavor, diaspora engagement is core to our success in the long run, right? So 3 bullet points is super easy. We want to hear from diaspora. So if there's anybody that wants to engage in any way, reach out. We may be a little slow in the early days because right now it's just me and a couple of amazing interns. But as we build our teams, we will get back to everybody. Uh, the 3 to 4 ways diaspora can engage is depending on how much you want to engage. Obviously, we want anybody that can add real value to the ecosystem. So I know a lot of people want to engage, but sometimes you can't find the right fit.
Sure.
So we want to try and engage everybody. And when we do that, we're looking at 3 types of core engagements. We love mentors, so people that can give their time to help workshop or troubleshoot problems with founders that are either Endeavor entrepreneurs or that are actually building early stage companies in Pakistan and need some help. So that's time and expertise, and we'd love to hear from you. If there's others who are angel investors and want to get more actively involved with Endeavor, its selection process, and so on, happy to look at that. Happy to figure out how we can get engagement from at the end of the day, Endeavor is a nonprofit. So we're looking at people that want to sponsor our activities, whether it's ecosystem reports, whether it's workshops, whether it's curated angel investor lists and stuff like that. So we're obviously building a lot of our engagement programs as we go. It's still very early days. So we want to hear from you, right? Because we feel that in hearing from diaspora that actively wants to engage, we may even get some really cool ideas from how best to engage diaspora, right? And how best to maximize the support in a kind of structured, curated manner using this global platform, so we can funnel, all the efforts and have the greatest possible impact, right? That's kind of the idea. So mentorship, active angel investments, interests, or any sort of active advisory role that you're interested in, we'd love to hear from diaspora, and we'll figure out the best way to kind of engage them.
Awesome. Well, look, Ali, we're at the end of our time. So first of all, thank you very much for coming on and sharing.
Thank you very much.
Good to see that there's continued effort. As you know, TechSheck is very much a proponent of supporting the mission of improving the tech ecosystem in Pakistan. So thanks.
Much appreciated. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And to our audience, as you can see, hey, still positivity happening. So let's focus on what's good. We have a lot of challenges, but like they say, and like Ali said, we power through. So with that, I thank you very much. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe on the channel. And I bid you all Allah Hafiz.